Some of the transportation means is essentially in a way replaced by the radio wave or optical wave or whatnot, sort of communication-wise. And so people don't have to travel in order to work, to socialize and so on.
There's something nice about no commute. You just connect now for your job. You don't have to, wear pants or anything. I mean, that's sort of an interesting...
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, but they have web camera. Okay, so you better wear your pants.
I'm not interested in yesterday's technology. I'm not interested in the technology of today. I'm interested in the technology of the future.
If aliens were looking down on Los Angeles, they would come to the conclusion that the dominant life form is the automobile.
People like their cars. How are we going to move them to a new solution?
The people will evolve just as the technology evolves, but it's going to take time.
We need a massive behavior change.
You got to think ahead, further, faster, higher.
As technology evolves, we're gaining the ability to simplify our lives. But what advances in our mobility can we look forward to?
We're entering into a future now, a very exciting one for that matter, of a whole new DNA for the automobile. One based on electricity and hydrogen, which can come from renewable sources. And very, very importantly, automobiles that are literally connected to each other, communicating with each other and everything along the roadway.
With this ever-interconnectedness of the world, with this increase in computation power, these new advances like sensors and how to process them.
Sensors are so cheap and inexpensive and they're just everywhere that now we have the opportunity to really change the way that we interact with our environment.
What we're really beginning to envision here are three internets, three waves of innovation. The first one we've all become familiar with, that's the internet of bits, information, and we use it every day. The second one that's right around the corner is what we call the internet of electricity. Some people call that the smart grid, but now we're going to be able to manage our electricity much more intelligently. The third one is what you might call the mobility internet. Imagine the car being smart enough to interact with the traffic light. So no longer is a traffic light a dumb device, but rather it's a controller of your path right through the city. Or imagine being able to pull into a parking structure, get out of your car, and the car goes and parks itself.
We're now in the mode of trying to help cars drive themselves.
Automobiles, oddly enough, are becoming more and more sentient all the time. They sense other cars in the traffic stream. They can see the line painted on the road.
I would love to be able to work, talk, do business, meet with friends or family while I'm getting somewhere.
If I'm going on a 50, 100-mile drive on the freeway and I can get into a road train and turn my car over to some device that...
Autopilot.
I'd love to do it.
It's difficult because I feel that every year a little bit of what I enjoy about the automobile is being taken away and they're turning more into transportation.
I have never experienced momentum like that before in my life.
There's a lot going on today in the world in terms of mobility and location. You can tell where there's going to be congestion because we have your GPS location. We know where in the world you are.
You can't find me in this car. For hot rodders and things like that, we don't want to be found. The reason we get in these cars is to get away.
I like sports cars, I like, loud muscle cars. I've had them all. Funny thing happened was I ended up really liking the electric cars even more than the driving experience of a gasoline-powered car.
One of the things I really love is driving without sound. After a crazy day in the office, that's a really nice, relaxing, stress-free driving experience.
At the end of the day, so much of what is an automobile is sensation. It's touching, it's smelling, it's hearing, it's feeling. We're driving around in this thing and, we've got big rumbles and we've got sounds, and we've got stuff.
You know you're moving.
And we know we're moving and we stall.
Cut that part out.
Yeah.
There's a certain profile of the people who are in the hot rod culture. Well, they may do a competition with the best gas mileage, but that's not very macho, right?
Electric cars are going to come out and there are going to be guys waiting in the wings to go out and buy the biggest electric motors that they can. Hot rodding will always be there. It will never die.
Buying a car is not a rational decision. It's an emotional decision.
We've chose to power our car with solar energy. You can power them however you want. All the energy is domestic, 24,000 miles, 18 months, sunshine powered, doesn't get any better than that.
What happens to that battery in 15 years when it's dead? Are you going to recycle it? Do you know how it gets recycled? What's the carbon emission that that factory that's recycling this thing putting out? Is it really as efficient as you think it is?
One of the things that struck me as we think about the future of transportation is that there is this dream and mania around the alternative fuel cars. It doesn't solve congestion. It doesn't solve age of the population. It doesn't solve the fact that it's 20% of my income. It doesn't solve all the other car-related issues.
We're kind of battling the no you can'ts and it's not possible and it'll never work.
If we're really going to get at these issues that we're concerned with regarding energy, environment, safety, congestion, equality of access, we're going to have to do something dramatically different.
What's great is that we're seeing people are waking up and realizing that we really have to think differently about how we design our cars and our mobility systems.
My wish is full integration of everything, right? I'm very much about an experience in the journey. It must be seamless, it must be personal, it must be mine, it must be on demand.
I don't think this is about a silver bullet and this one perfect car or something. I think this is about a ton of different forms of transportation. Electric bicycle that folds up really small, and you can put in the elevator, put up the stairs. Another might be a car that becomes smaller to park, and you're just choosing the one that makes sense for that purpose.
Is it my personal cup of tea? Well, no, give me a 500 horsepower big block and then I'm ready to rock and roll. But it'll work. And that's really the key, it will work.
When you bring the electric vehicle together with the connected vehicle technology, and you bring that together with trends in urbanization, we see a chance to really be transformational.
The future of mobility, they better make it fun. That's it, they better make it fun.